Hello, everyone. My name is Andrei Elvadeanu, and I'm from iSense Solutions, a market research company. And today I'm going to be presenting the results of a study that we did in 6 countries, in Romania and several countries from the Balkan region, about cryptocurrencies, about how many people own cryptocurrencies, how many people know about cryptocurrencies, and if we do or do not trust them, and speaking about the earlier panel, if we wish that the central banks should be involved or not in this issue. As you may see from the title of my presentation, there are 2 conflicting sentiments right now. The first one is the fear of missing out. I mean, should I or should I not invest in a cryptocurrency when there are several big risks? Or should I stop, or should I not invest because I may lose everything? We might try to answer some of these questions during the presentation, but first let's see that let's see if the remote is working first. Apparently it's not. Can you help me with the remote? Okay, great, thank you. So first, let's look at the awareness level. How many people do know about cryptocurrencies, have heard about the term cryptocurrencies? Well, as it turns out, a lot of people know about cryptocurrencies, over 90% in Romania and all the other countries, which are Albania, Bulgaria, Croatia, Serbia, and Slovenia. As you can see, there are similar awareness level. A lot of people know about cryptocurrencies. It's common knowledge by these points. If you would have asked them 5 years ago, probably only a handful of people would have known about cryptocurrency. Right now, it's on the agenda of everyone. As you may imagine, the most famous cryptocurrency is Bitcoin, by far, from all the other cryptocurrencies, followed by Ethereum, and 2 other, let's call them joke coins, like Dogecoin, so Shiba Inu. And we also have here Elrond, which is a Romanian cryptocurrency. It makes the top 10 when it comes to awareness. People know about Elrond as well as many other cryptocurrencies. What you see here is only a top 10. Right. How is it possible that so many people know about cryptocurrencies? Of course, there is word of mouth, there is usage, but as well there is communication. There are a lot of cryptocurrencies that communicate heavily, that they try to... please come in, have a seat. There are a lot of cryptocurrencies that communicate on the internet, perhaps on other media. And as you may see in this slide here, the results are comparable for Romania and the other countries in the region. Roughly 1 in 3 people has seen an ad for a cryptocurrency in the past year. Where have they seen these ads? On YouTube mostly, and on the internet. If you look at TV, this is just a halo effect. Even if you don't have communication on TV, TV will always come up among the first mentions. The main takeout here is that people see ads about cryptocurrencies on the internet, and especially on YouTube. So if you have a cryptocurrency, you want to promote yourself, you have to be on YouTube, because that's the place where consumers are, and that's where they are looking at ads for cryptocurrencies. Now, we know about cryptocurrency, but do we actually know what cryptocurrencies are? How informed are we about cryptocurrencies? There was a question earlier. How many people do actually know what blockchain is? What is a Bitcoin? So in reality, we don't really know much about cryptocurrencies. We had a similar question about if you do know how cryptocurrencies are working or what's behind the blockchain technology. Very few people know. What does this mean? So we declare ourselves to be not very informed when it comes to cryptocurrencies. This is important because when you want to invest, you should be informed about what you want to invest in. So strangely, in this area, we are not necessarily very well informed. These are top 2 boxes results, meaning well informed, they're very well informed. The question was put on a scale. So only 21% in Romania declared that they are well informed or very well informed about cryptocurrencies. However, as we'll see on the next slides, the intention or desire to invest in cryptocurrencies is higher. So it's not really an informed decision, but rather a mimetic one. All right. Of course, the level of information, the degree of information, is higher among investors. So among people who are currently investors in cryptocurrencies, most of them declare that they are very well informed or well informed about cryptocurrencies. Now, remaining in the area of information and education, financial education, are we willing, in that case, to pay for content, educational content about cryptocurrencies? Not really. Only 13% declare that they are willing or very willing to pay for cryptocurrencies, of course. But if you look at investors, it's a higher percentage. So if you have people who have invested in cryptocurrencies, they want to learn more. So 31% of those want to learn more about cryptocurrencies and are willing to pay for that information. Now, let's see what type of content are they willing to pay and what do they want to learn. This is a slightly complicated slide, so I will have to explain it a little. You have two bars. The yellow bar is investors, the white bar is non-investors. So of course, among investors, you have a higher proportion of people who are willing to pay for everything else, for everything. Among non-investors, you have less people who are willing to pay for each one of these items in the list. As you can see, there are two things that are important in this slide. The first one is that we are looking for a broader financial education. We are not necessarily financially educated about everything, not only about Bitcoin. So you want to have a rather broader approach to financial education. At the same time, as you can see, almost every item on this list is at the same level, which means that we don't really know what we want to learn. So this is the actual takeout of this slide. So it will have to be a rather top-down approach to try to push to people the actual subjects that are useful to them about cryptocurrency. Because if you want them, okay, what do you want to know about cryptocurrencies? I really don't know. Okay, we've seen the awareness level, how many people know about cryptocurrencies and how well financially educated we are. Let's see now how many people do invest. But before we look at investment levels, let's look at the level of trust. So, are we trusting cryptocurrencies? Not really. Only 10% declare to have a lot of trust in cryptocurrencies. They trust cryptocurrency to a large and to a very large extent. Yeah, so Romania, compared to the other countries in the region, is well below the level of Bulgaria when it comes to trusting cryptocurrencies, well below the level of Serbia or Slovenia, and roughly on the same level of Albania, which, as you will see, in Albania there are a lot of problems with trust in general, so because it's a rather unsafe country compared to Romania. So in that case, we don't really trust cryptocurrencies in Romania. Doesn't mean we don't want to invest in them, but we don't trust them. We know that they're not really very trustful. However, the level of trust is higher among investors. If you are an investor in cryptocurrencies and you have already some money put in Bitcoin or any other currency, you may start to trust it more. Why don't we trust it? Because we consider it to be risky. First of all, this is applicable to all the countries in the region. So on this slide, you see the number of people who said that cryptocurrencies are risky or very risky. So an investment in cryptocurrencies is perceived by at least 2/3 of the people who responded to these studies to be very, very risky investing in cryptocurrencies. And also, there is a high probability, estimated probability, of being the victim of a fraud. So not only do we consider the inherent risk of cryptocurrencies, like a cryptocurrency can go up and down in a couple of hours or a couple of days. At the same time, we don't really trust that we can buy a legitimate coin. Of course, if you look at what actual coins we buy, of course we buy first Bitcoin and the most, the best known coins. But at the same time, we do assess the situation and think, okay, there is a risk that I can be the victim of a fraud. Now, how many people in Romania and in the countries in the region have actually invested in Bitcoin? I'll ask you to take this information with a pinch of salt. This is the online population, urban. So it's urban population because the moderator asked me before the presentation in rough numbers how many people actually own Bitcoin, Bitcoin or other currencies in Romania. The number would be actually the population in the study would be at around 5 million, so I would say roughly 1 million. This 22% represents roughly 1 million people have invested in cryptocurrencies, which is a lot if you think about it. I will tell you very shortly why there are so many people who invest in cryptocurrencies in Romania. We are on the same level with the countries from the region, with the exception of Slovenia, and the explanation is very simple. For Slovenia, they have higher incomes than Romania. If you look at the income distribution in Slovenia, it's higher than in Romania. You'll see the same trend when it comes to the amount invested. Okay, what do we invest in? Of course, in Bitcoin, again, Ethereum. There's also Elrond here. It makes the top 10, but most people invest in Bitcoin. If you look, these are 72% out of those 22%. Yeah, so it's not 72% from the entire population. So we see a reflection in the mirror for Bitcoin in terms of awareness and investment. If you are the best known coin in the market, the most people will invest in your coin. All right, what are the amounts invested? These are average amounts. So around 430 euros in Romania, and this is an increase from a study that we did in January, I think, this year, when it was around 350. So the average amount of money invested in cryptocurrencies in Romania has increased with at least 10% from there. As you can see, Romanians invest around 430 euros, have invested in cryptocurrencies in total. Slovenia has the highest amount, of course, and after that, Albania and Serbia have the lowest amounts invested. Another note here is that although the average sum may seem high, 400 euros on average, in reality, most people invest below 100 euros. So if you look at the distribution of the sums that they declared to have invested, you have roughly 80% who have invested below 100 euros or even below 100 lei. Why is that? Because, as you will see on the next slides, they mostly use Revolut, where you can buy very easily. This is especially in Romania. So they use Revolut. You can buy an amount of 50 lei in cryptocurrencies, and that's it. And you can say that you are a Bitcoin investor. You're not really a Bitcoin investor, but you can qualify as a person who has cryptocurrencies, right? So Revolut is the most popular platform for investing in cryptocurrency, followed by Crypto, Binance, eToro, and all the other ones. Revolut is the most popular in Romania. In the other countries, crypto is the most popular, with the exception, I think, of Serbia. All right, good. When it comes to future intention, if you look at current investors, most of them want to continue investing. I wouldn't say it's addictive, but investing behavior generates investing behavior. So what's important here, if you want to generate trial, it's very important to generate trial, have people, convince people to invest in cryptocurrencies because they will keep investing. Okay. What do they want to invest in? The same things. Bitcoin, Ethereum, Dogecoin, Shiba Inu. Again, there's a very tight correlation between awareness, current usage, and future intention. If you want to break this cycle, you have to come up with something special or with very convincing communication. We want to increase a little our sums that we want to the sums that we want to invest in the future. So in Romania, from 430 to 510, let's say, with the exception in Albania and Serbia, which, as I said, have lower incomes. In all the other countries, people want to increase their investments, but especially in Romania. Now, this slide is a little more special and will have to take some explaining, but it's very easy. There are two questions. This is a composite index made from two questions. It evaluates the risk potential of a coin and the gain potential. So if you have a stable coin that has high potential for winnings, you will have a higher score. This is also weighted, the score is weighted according to the actual market share of the coin. So in that case, you will see some changes in this score compared with the previous scores that you see. And the main one is that, okay, Bitcoin is by far the strongest coin in terms of stability or perceived stability in, and gaining potential because it's the best known. After that is Ethereum, no surprises there. But after that, you see Dogecoin or Binance or Litecoin who didn't come up before. So this is all about how trust is constructed. So, and this is perhaps a discussion for the end of the presentation. But trust in the case of cryptocurrencies is a social contract. So Dogecoin started as a meme, for example. If you remember, the meme Doge. Why should people trust it? Because a lot of people know it, a lot of people use it. Of course, I trust it. And the same argument can be used all over. Okay. This is the last part of the presentation about cryptocurrencies, and I'll only have several slides about NFTs. So, how many people actually pay with cryptocurrencies at the moment? These are the numbers from investors, right? So this is not from the entire population, only when it comes to investors. So 27% of investors, 27% out of those 22%, declare that they pay with cryptocurrencies. They pay with cryptocurrencies, so it's a wide term. Perhaps they use cryptocurrencies to buy other cryptocurrencies, or perhaps they use cryptocurrencies to do some sort of other digital, buy NFTs, you know? So these kinds of payments. They would want to use cryptocurrencies for every type of payment, but this is what they use at the moment. Okay. They also know about crypto wallet. Among investors, half of them know about crypto wallet. In Romania, in fact, it's a little lower, the level of awareness about crypto wallet compared to the other countries in the region. But of course, among investors, 80% of them know about crypto wallets. And we can also look at what type of crypto wallets they use, Coinbase, Exodus. If you want, you can receive the presentation after, and you can look in detail at the data. All right. Other things that we would like to do with cryptocurrency, we'd like to withdraw money from cryptocurrencies at the ATM. About the previous discussion, talking about the previous discussion from the earlier panel, if central banks should be involved. Yes, people would like central banks to be involved. We would like to have cryptocurrencies in the central system. We want to be able to withdraw cryptocurrencies at any ATM. We would like to, this is what they currently use to withdraw funds. I will also send you this after the presentation. And now about the services of a broker. Are we willing to use the services of a broker, cryptocurrency broker? Some of us do, some of us don't, most of us don't. So this is again among investors. Yes, it's among investors. Yeah. Roughly 1/4 of us would like to use the services of cryptocurrency broker. And this is what the slide that I wanted to get to. These are attitudes. that people declared that they would like cryptocurrencies to be accepted in the banking network, so almost 70%. 2/3 would like central banks to participate in the development of blockchain technology. And more than half would like cryptocurrencies to be regulated. Why? Because we don't trust them. Because there are very high-risk instruments, investment instruments. So, okay, I like to have this huge gain potential, but I would like to minimize the risk. How can I do that? With the help of the state. Now, you may not agree with me on this one. It's all right. But this is what people are saying. Right. That was all I had to say about cryptocurrencies for now. You can ask me anything you want to later. Now, about NFT very briefly. How many people know about NFTs? A few less than about cryptocurrencies. 42% in Romania have heard about NFTs. And 7% declared to have invested in NFTs. The invested sums are similar with those invested in cryptocurrencies, around 350 euros. And they declare to have on average 4 NFTs. So cheap NFTs, but still NFTs. And if you look here, this is a an almost 100% increase in the intention of investing in NFT. So you have 7% of people who currently own NFT, 12% want to invest further. It's a big difference compared to cryptocurrencies, where we have a slight increase. In NFTs, the proportion probably double in the next year. Right, and the last slide, metaverse. Very briefly, we know about metaverse. We don't actually know what it means. We know that it comes from Facebook. But when we ask them, especially in an open-ended question, what does metaverse mean? Most of them just Google it and gave us the definition. I don't know how to say it in English. Era o iterație a viitorului, something very funny. Okay, that was it. If you have some question, I will be more than happy to answer to you. If not, you can write to me or to Sergio, and I will send you the presentation. Thank you very much. Yes.
So at the point you were mentioning there that there are 1 million of Romanians investing in cryptocurrencies. So how many people has this survey been applied?
All right, very good question. As I was saying, the study is representative for the urban population in Romania,
okay.
The population with online access, but this is over 18 years old. I think between 18 and 65 years. So the population that we are looking at, it's around 5 million people. So out of those 5 million people, 22% declared to own Bitcoin. So I did just an extrapolation of around 1 million people. But I can come back to you with a more statistical number.
Actually, yes. the number of people surveyed or that answered the survey.
Okay, 1,000. 1,000. It's a
okay.
Representative study sample.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.